long. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You might be thinking, what's going on with this video? It's totally different than the rest of her videos. And you're right. I only have a few videos like this where I actually just set the camera up and I'm talking. Most of my videos are a little more cinematic, I guess you could say. This is actually being photographed with my phone camera instead of my fancy camera. And there is a reason for that. One of them is because I need the autofocus today because I'm going to be showing you stuff like not my cup, other stuff over here, and I'll get to that in a minute. Anyways, the other reason is because normally my daughter helps me film and she's not here right now. She is hanging out with her grandparents today. But this is going to be an unboxing video. I'm going to be showing you our upcoming year's curriculum with My Father's World, and this is only about half of the curriculum. I don't know how many more unboxing videos I'm going to do for you this year. I still have probably at least half of our curriculum that we're going to need to purchase still. Today I am just focusing on My Father's World though. So if you're not familiar with My Father's World is an amazing homeschool curriculum. My Father's World takes a Charlotte Mason approach to education, and it kind of combines it with the best of all the homeschool worlds, in my opinion. It combines the Charlotte Mason method with a classical, kind of like a classical conversations type of education in a way. As they say on their website, it combines a Charlotte Mason approach with a classical or Hebraic, saying that correctly, approach. And basically it mirrors the Greco-Roman approach to learning grammar, logic, and rhetoric. And one of the things that I personally love about it is that it combines it all into unit studies. And one of my other favorite things about it is that it does all the planning for me. It comes with a schedule that is perfect and works perfectly for our family. We have children in high school all the way down to preschool. My oldest son is in high school. My daughter is going to be starting high school this year. So the books that I have that I'm going to be showing you today are going to be for our first grader, our third grader, and our sixth grader. My Father's World basically combines the grades into groups and teaches the kids as a group, which is great for our large homeschool family needs. So today I'm going to be showing you what we have for science, art, language arts, a little bit of language arts. This is only going to be like a portion of the language arts because we also do additional things for language arts, history, and literature. So I think I got it all. Science, history, language arts, literature, art. Right now we are wrapping up My Father's World Exploration to 1850, and it's been a wonderful year. We have loved every moment. In fact, even though my oldest son is in high school and in a different group at this point, he will come in and join us on some of the reading that we've been doing this year because it's so fascinating and so rich in learning. I want to give you just a little brief overview of the children that I'm teaching to. So I have 2 children with ADHD, and our oldest has additional learning challenges as well, and he actually needs an IEP and has an IEP, or an individualized education plan. On that note, I want to say that My Father's World is the only curriculum that we have ever found that's worked for all of our children. It incorporates various learning styles, teaches to various learning styles, I guess I should say it that way. We started using My Father's World a few years back. We started with exploring countries and cultures, which is what is recommended that you start in, or the level that you start in. And we've been working our way through from there. We had one year where we basically, I was afraid there might be gaps in my children's education. And so I did take a year out last year to just evaluate that and fill in any gaps. Turns out they didn't have nearly as many gaps as I thought that they did. And so I kind of wish that I had just stuck with My Father's World last year. Last year we would have been in Rome to Reformation. I will, in the coming years, we will be doing Rome to Reformation and just sticking with it. We did study Rome to Reformation, but not with My Father's World this last year. And I do wish that we kind of had. If you guys would like to see any of my other My Father's World reviews though, I will link to them below for you. Okay, so let's dig into the unboxing. Before I do, I should tell you, if you are looking for more homeschool information or homeschool related content. I do have over 40 homeschool related posts on my blog, so be sure to check those out. Also, I have a whole playlist of homeschool videos here on YouTube for you guys. So this is a teacher's manual, and I love how they lay this out. I will just show you really quickly how it's laid out, because this is part of the magic with My Father's World. They line everything out, and you can go this way, and that's something I discovered this year, or you can go down. So the way that they have it is like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays, which are always super light, as you can see, generally always super light. And that is so that if there's things you didn't get done during the week, you can finish them on Friday. And if you don't have anything to finish on Friday, you can actually clean your house. Homeschool moms don't get a ton of time to do that. So I love how they kind of pack everything into the beginning of the week so that you can have a little bit of time on Friday. In the beginning, they have teaching tips, and they're pretty solid tips. There's a little bit of information to read through at the beginning of the book, but it's not overwhelming. I have used some curriculums in times past that are so overwhelming, and if you have a big family and you have to read through all of it for each one of your children, it's just too much. And that's what I love about this, is because it's not overwhelming. It basically is an open and go. It's so well planned out and so well laid out and thought out that you basically can open it and literally just start teaching right from it. You might look at the beginning of the week. For example, you might look on Sunday, or if you start your week on Monday or whatever day you start your week on, you might look at the materials list and just make sure. But generally the materials that you're going to need for the week, they're always right here in the beginning of the week. And a lot of the materials are things you already have. You could just look through at the beginning of the school year at all the materials you're going to need and just gather them all beforehand and keep them set up in a separate space where your kids aren't going to be digging into them. I don't know if they have like a materials list in the beginning of the book. It seems like they did, but they might not. But anyways, you can just look through at the beginning of the year and get them all, or you could just do it week by week. I kind of do it both ways. So once again, it's 1850 to modern times. As mentioned, we are wrapping up exploration to 1850. So in the previous year, we have studied the French Revolution, we've studied the American Revolution, we've studied the Vikings, finding America, and then Columbus all the way through, and we've just, it's been packed. And now we are studying states and individual states. So this is going to continue teaching, kind of pick up where the last year left off. We're going to continue learning more about states this year. So I'll give you just a really brief little rundown of what is included in this curriculum. It starts with week 1, states, which continues to week 2. Week 3, we have Queen Victoria, the Sepoy Rebellion in India, the Crimean War, David Livingstone in Africa. So we're going to have, and it's all around the world, by the way. I really loved how last year it approached world history, and it would kind of jump around the world, but it was going in a chronological manner of what basically was happening around the world at the same time. Anyway, so that's what this is going to do. Again, we're going to be learning about major events happening around the world, kind of in the order that they happened in. So it will jump from America over to India, to Africa, to Europe. That gives you just a little bit of a rundown. You can look on the website of My Father's World and see the rest of it yourself if you would like. You can see all of this on the website. And I didn't mention, so that's with history. Over here is the science side, and this is basically like the scope and sequence. During weeks 1 and 2, while we're studying states, we're going to be studying Introduction to Chemistry and Physics. This again is the teacher's manual. One thing I did not show you is it has, like the week 10, here's week 10. It has little notes for like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, and a thing that I discovered this year that we're starting to use, and I'm not sure if we're going to keep doing it, but it seems to work better for us, is instead of working our way down the list, we actually have started experimenting with working across instead. So you're supposed to work down, like this is Monday, Tuesday, but we have found that it actually works better on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, to include my husband, because I've reached a point with 6 kids that I can't always get through everything here, and the additional items that they have to get through every day. I can't always do it myself anymore. And it's just a lot of kids I'm teaching to. So I have drafted my husband, and he's helping out. And we find that we've really been enjoying doing history on the weekends with all of the kids and making it a fun discussion time, and we're getting way more out of it. And I will even look at what we're teaching. So like this week, we learned not in this, but in the previous year, which is the level right before this, we were studying Russia. So I will be making this weekend a whole bunch of Russian recipes to go along with the lessons that we're going to be learning. And we've just been having a lot of fun approaching this whole section of history as a family, which lightens up the rest of the week and enables me to get through everything else that I need to teach to all the other children. That's just an idea. Work across. You can always do that. Hey, it's your homeschool. You do what works for you. That's been working for us though. Okay, so I think I'm going to set this aside. I think I have covered that. This entire year, science with my father's world is going to be physics for the kids in 3rd through 6th grade. Now, like I said, my oldest daughter would be doing this, except she's going into high school this year. So she's actually in a more advanced physics book, also with my father's world. Not physics. Yes, I think it is going to be physics for her too, only a level up. I'll have to check. I'll do a whole other unboxing with all of that once we get that together. So this is the science book that came. I'm very excited about it. It's Exploring Creation with Chemistry and Physics. It's Apologia. I am a big fan of Apologia science. I like that it takes a biblical approach to science. Another thing that I like about it is how, if you're not like really into science, and if you've got kids that are not that into science, these books will help them really get excited about science. These books are written in a more conversational type manner, and they just have a way of making science exciting and alive to kids that, you know, wouldn't necessarily get into science otherwise. Take me for example. I was homeschooled and I was brought up on Rebecca science. And although it's a solid curriculum, it just never came alive to me. And so most of the times I didn't get the lessons because I also had ADHD. That's where my boys get it. And I just could not get into and like engage my brain and make sense of the science that was taught in those books. And I know for so many kids it does work, but for me, it did not. I didn't even think that I liked science until I started getting the Apologia books, and then I realized, oh my gosh, this whole world of science I am completely fascinated with, and I never knew it. And it's because of these books. They just made it come alive and exciting. Inside of this book, of course, you can look up on the website. We've got moving matter here, moving atoms, so they're going to be learning about atoms here, periodic table of elements they're going to be learning. Again, this is going to be 3rd through 6th grade. Homogeneous mixtures, inertia in motion. Ooh, okay. This is a really good example of what I'm talking about and how it makes it come alive. So when it came time for me to teach my oldest son about inertia, it was actually really difficult. Sorry, you can hear my kids downstairs. A couple of them are laughing and squealing. Anyways, I think one of them must be being tickled or something. I can already tell just by looking at this that this is going to teach inertia so much more effectively than the method that I use with my oldest son. I'm very excited. You can tell I'm excited. That's when teacher gets excited, the kids get excited. So, okay, where are we at here? We've got the story of the world. This is volume 4. We've already been working our way through one of the other volumes with story of the world. So in the previous year, we had 3 different history books we were working through. And this year we're going to have, it looks like 2 or 3 as well in this coming year. And so this one is the story of the world, history for the classical child. And this is the activity book that comes with it. So this book, The Story of the World, the previous volume, was definitely quite a chunk for my 5th grader. It was, like I said, there was 3 different history books we were working through. 2 of them really reached him. This one, my daughter got more out of The Story of the World, the volume that we have been working in right now. And so my daughter won't, I don't think she'll be doing this year, not since she's going to be in a different level. She's going to be doing Knotgrass history. I think that now that my son's a little older though, I think he'll probably get more out of it this coming year than he did the previous volume in the last year. But anyways, especially since this one comes with an activity book. I haven't looked at the activity book. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, so we have craft projects for the kids. They've got review questions because, again, we're starting to get into some higher middle school levels, and he's going to have more testing this year, it looks like. Writing, they've got some writing assignments for him that go along with history. As mentioned, it's unit studies. They do a lot of unit studies in here. So it combines, you know, like a few different subjects into one. It kind of combines subjects into one. They've got literature suggestions in here that you can get from your library. They have really great questions, like prompt questions to get the children talking about. So I can see we'll probably do this as a family. This is definitely going to be a family activity on Saturdays and Sundays, because I can see already that I'm going to want, if I wasn't teaching to so many kids, I could tackle it all myself, but since I am teaching to so many kids, I can see I'm going to need my husband's help getting through this on the weekends a little bit. If you're not teaching to as many kids as I am, you probably would not need that. But I definitely am going to want to incorporate my husband in this, and we're probably going to want to do it as a family because it's going to be a lot more fun if we do it as a family. Some more history here. We have, this one looks like very exciting. This is probably going to be my 6th grade son's favorite history book. I can tell just by looking at it. It's also going to be my 3rd grade son's favorite. I can see that too, and that's because it's a DK book and it has all these lovely pictures and it keeps things short and simple. My 3rd grade son and my 6th grade son are definitely going to like that far more. We have another history book here, Tales of Persia. I don't know anything about this book. It's missionary stories from Islamic Iran. So this looks interesting. We have maps in the beginning.
Just look and see what this is about really quick.
So this is a book written by a missionary. I didn't mention it before, but one of the things that My Father's World does emphasize is missionary work. So this is something that's new this time. It's Creation to Modern Times. It's a timeline book. I have not opened it yet. Let's open it together and see what is in here. I can't get it open. I'm excited. Ooh. Oh, okay. So it's a timeline book, and the younger kids, and so my 1st grades, I've got like books falling off my lap here. My daughter's gonna be in 1st grade, son 3rd. They're gonna love coloring through, and it's gonna move through time, and they get to color these. It's gonna help give them, you know, an idea of how time and history correlate. I'm actually wishing I had purchased this, or that I had got this in the previous year, because this is where we've been studying in the level that we're in right now, or some of what we've been studying, but it also covers some of the composers that were alive during the same time. Here we have some patriotic songs. It's a CD that we can listen to, and it's got America the Beautiful, God Bless America, This Land Is Your Land, and a whole bunch of the patriotic songs that we're familiar with. Here is a map the kids can color. It says, learn the names and location of the 50 states and their capitals with easy sing-along songs. It includes 25 by 36, a 25-inch by 36-inch map of the USA to label and color. Fun for all ages. So this is going to be especially fun and meaningful for the younger children. And there is a music CD in the back with songs to help them memorize the states. We have a United States map sheet. Again, these are for them to color and label, and it looks like there are full 50 United States on here. I haven't opened it, and I'm not going to because we don't need it yet. And if I open it now, my children are going to use all of these up before it's time to. And although that would be great, and I could get another one, I'm just not going to open it yet because these sheets will be all over the house. We also have some games here for the elementary children, the first grader and the third grader. There's a game here, a puzzle game, Melissa and Doug puzzle game, and then we have a game here called The Scrambled States of America. So I don't know if I already mentioned this or not, but what My Father's World does is it combines grades 3 through 6, and then it has additional material for the 7th and 8th graders, and it has additional add-ons for the younger children as well that are in 1st, 2nd grades. Hey guys, so I'm downstairs in my office wrapping up this video, and I realized I completely forgot to close out the video. And then I also realized before I close out the video, I want to take you to the My Father's World website and show you a very common mistake that a lot of people make when they first look at the website. And it's a mistake that I actually made years ago, the first time when I went to the My Father's World website. And when I did not come back to it for about 3 years. And during that 3 years, we really struggled. My Father's World was what our family needed all along. But when I first went to the website, I misunderstood something. So I'm going to take you through right now and show you what that is and help you navigate the site just a little bit. When I first went to the My Father's World website the first time, I took one look at the website and the price, and I found it was completely overwhelming, and I didn't understand how it works. I think the website's been updated since, but here's the homepage, and you can see right now they have it so there's 3 sections on the top. Over here they've got the preschool through 3rd grade, then they've got the 3rd through 8th grade, and then high school. So we're going to click on the 3rd through 8th grade. There are 5 levels, as you can see. You can call My Father's World, by the way, and they will help you figure out where to start. The customer service is through the roof amazing. They even call you at the beginning of your school year after your curriculum has arrived, and they will pray with you and ask you if there are specific concerns they can pray with you in. So I think that's really amazing. But moving on. By the way, this company started sometime around 2000, so they've been at this for 20 years. So here's a mistake that I made the very first time I came here and looked at this curriculum. This price, see this price? Now it's on sale. Normally it's $578, but this price is not per child. I thought it was the first time I came here, and I didn't even stick around long enough to see that this covers multiple children in grades 3 all the way up to 8. It's basically 3 through 6 with add-ons for 7th and 8th grade, and add-ons for if you have children in 1st and 2nd grade. I hope that makes sense. Now, that's a mistake I don't want you to make when you go here, though. I don't want you to think that this is per child per year, because that would detour a lot of you if you have a big family like mine. I know that a lot of big family moms, that would definitely frighten. So don't think you're going to spend that much per child per year, because it's not like that. Another thing that you really need to know is that most everything you're going to be purchasing here is non-consumable. So it's not like they're going to use up all of these books and you're going to have to buy new again. You can actually resell these when you're done with them. The only thing that is consumable are maybe a couple of the books and the student sheets. So you'll need one set of student sheets per child. So the student sheets you can see here, they're $30 basically. So you'll need one of those per child. Friends, let me know if you have any questions, and be sure to check out my other My Father's World unboxing and reviews in the links below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Thank you for watching. And I hope that this video has been immensely helpful to you in your homeschool journey.